Hey, it's Kat here, and today I'm going to be making a magic circle without a crochet hook in sight. You just need your fingers and some yarn. I'm using this super chunky yarn so I can easily show you. First of all, I'm going to lay the yarn across my fingers like this. I'm going to lay it across my 3 fingers here. And then I'm going to wrap it around my fingers twice. So I'm going to take the yarn and wrap it around these 2 fingers like this. Then I'm going to get that tail of the yarn and kind of pop it onto my little finger here. And to keep it in place, I'm going to use my thumb. So I'm going to pop that down there like that. And what we want to do now is take this yarn, and it needs to come through these 2. So I'm going to get my little crocodile, my thumb and forefinger, and I'm going to pop them through the middle of these and grab this yarn and bring it through. Just holding that in place and dragging that through. Now we are halfway done with our magic circle already, and as you can see, we've got this loop here, and we want to don't let that go because that's a very important part of it. What we're going to do now is just take this piece of yarn, the working yarn, and that needs to come through this loop. So I'm going to grab my pinchy fingers, grab that yarn and pull it through that loop. And I can take it off my finger now. And there you have your magic circle. And you can kind of pull it around a bit because you're going to be closing this, but the beauty about the magic circle is it's all connected. So if you pull on the tail of the yarn, it gets smaller. And you can do that all in good time, because now what you can do is start crocheting into the magic circle. So to make your first stitch in your first round, you can take your crocodile again, put it through this loop here, and you're going to grab your working yarn and pull that working yarn through the loop. But before we do that, I just want to let you know that the key to this, and the key to crocheting anything, is how you hold your yarn in the other hand. And this is how I hold my yarn in the other hand. I drape it over these 3 fingers, and then whatever project I have, that's my tension there. And then I'm going to hold my project with my thumb and my 3rd finger in this hand. But we don't need to worry about that too much for now. But now we have the magic circle, we can start crocheting into it. And this is going to require finger crocheting because we're not using our hook. So what I'm going to do is take my thumb and forefinger and put them through this loop here. And I like to think of them a little bit like a crocodile. And if that's a little bit loose, you can kind of pull on some of these, and there you go, and that'll get a little bit tighter. So you can adjust your tension that way. So we have now the crocodile in, and what we need to do is go into the loop. So I'm going to dive into the pull and grab this piece of yarn and pull it up. Now you have 2 loops on your finger, and you want to take the working yarn and it needs to go through both of those 2. Okay, just like you would with your crochet hook. So I'm going to just use my finger for this, finger and thumb, and that's your first stitch in your magic circle. And I'm going to do 6 of these around to show you. So we've got our crocodile, go into the pull, grab that working yarn, pull it up. Actually, that's a little bit too loose, there we go. First of all, we're going to try it with our finger, only this bit. Amazing, you can do it with just your finger. And then we're going to get this working yarn and pull it through those 2. And then if you want to tighten it, you can kind of do that to tighten it. That's 3 stitches. And 6. Now that's all we need for this circle, but it doesn't look like a circle, does it? It looks like a D, and we don't want that. So we are now going to pull this circle tight to make it look like a proper circle. So I'm going to pull on this end, just kind of hold your circle securely, and when you pull on this you'll see that it's going to pull one of these two. Pulling this one. Then you want to pull on the other end of that one, and that will pull the other one. And this will all make your magic circle tighter. Some people can just pull on this bit and it just magically goes, which I have at some points, but it can get a little bit tangly. So I'm showing you the inner workings of it. And there you go. The magic circle's done. And then to close the circle, we can drop that tail, and that's gone. Now we're going to take our working yarn, and we want to make a slip stitch in this first part, and then we can start crocheting around again, just to make sure that's like a full circle. So I have my stitches here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The top of this one is where we're going to slip stitch. Okay, so I'm just going to put my thumb in there to make room for this working yarn, and then when I've done that, I'm going to carefully pop that through the top of that stitch. So you have 2 loops. Now you can drop your working yarn and then just pull that loop through the other one, and then you can pull tight, and there you have your magic circle, and you've done your first round as well with 6 stitches in it. Now if you wanted to carry on your rounds, then you can, because you've now got the base for anything that you want to make that's round, maybe a coaster or a cushion cover, anything that you want that's round, then you can now make. And if you've got 6 stitches here, because you're going to increase quite rapidly, I would say to put 2 stitches in each stitch, so your next round will be 12 stitches. So there we have it, your first 6 stitches and your magic circle. If you want to see a video on how to finger crochet in a line, so you can make a square instead of a circle, then I'll link that video here for you, and I'll see you there.